Jennifer, and I want to take a few minutes to show you how helpful the BJU Press Homeschool scope and sequence is. Come on, let's get right to it. This booklet is going to show you all the topics and skills covered in this curriculum. As you can see, it's organized by grade level and then by subject. Let's start in K-5. There are several different subjects here. Let's look at the main kindergarten course, Focus on Fives. What's included? We have language comprehension, word recognition, reading comprehension, handwriting, heritage studies, which is what we call history and/or social studies in the elementary school grades, science, and related arts. In this case, that's art, motor skills, and music. Every course currently available from BJU Press Homeschool is in this booklet. And as you can see, it gives you a lot of information. I'm going to show you 6 ways that you can use that information. The first way you can use it is to aid you in fulfilling your state's homeschool requirements. Let's look for Heritage Studies 1. Here in Michigan, we're required to teach civics. If you look at the first grade pages, then turn to Heritage Studies, you'll find that it does teach about citizenship and government. We have rules and laws, justice, voting, leaders, elections, U.S. symbols, and rights and responsibilities of American citizens. Other states require instruction in health every year, so let's take a look at a science course. Yep, we have health topics here. This course teaches the importance of humans, identifies parts of the human body systems, and explains why healthy eating and exercise are important. The second way you can use the scope and sequence is to compare editions. On this page, you can see there are 2 different choices for second grade spelling. This one is the second edition, and this is the third. You'll need to pay attention to these little tabs next to the courses. They indicate which platforms are available for each course. The second edition is available as a textbook kit, on DVD, and as online videos, but the third edition is only available as a textbook kit. There are no videos for this edition yet. Usually only one edition of each subject will be available on video at a time. Sometimes there are 2 courses for a subject that are entirely different. Bible 3 is a good example. Here we have the 3rd edition of a book called Following Christ, and below it is the 1st edition of a new course for 3rd grade Bible. You can read about each one and compare the focus of each one. Again, only one of these is available on video. You'll also see biblical worldview shaping explained clearly for a lot of the newer editions. So when your child asks you questions like, "Why do I have to learn grammar?" this gives you an overview of how to answer that question biblically. Can you explain what the Bible has to do with math? The first few pages in each teacher's edition explain the biblical themes that will be taught in that subject, but now sometimes you can find an overview in the scope and sequence. Math shows God's design. We can use math to help us meet the needs of others. It helps us make wise choices. Or down here, when God created Adam and Eve, He gave them dominion over the earth. Math is a tool that helps us do that work. Let's stay in this subject to look at the 4th way you can use the scope and sequence. You can sometimes get an idea of what kinds of projects are part of the course. Newer editions of science and math now have STEM projects. I won't read all of these, but Math 4 includes designing and building a desktop cell phone holder out of Legos, creating a polygon art picture using triangles, and making a structure that will withstand an attack. All of these projects are found in the books, and some will be chosen to be used in the video course. We already talked about comparing courses, but I want to point out another example in 7th grade. Sometimes people don't order the small vocabulary kits in junior high and high school because their children are already learning vocabulary in the literature courses. However, these vocabulary booklets are different. In literature, your child will learn words in the context of what he or she is reading. But look at these vocabulary booklets. This one focuses on the meanings of Latin word parts. Your child will learn where words came from and how to figure out what a word means based on its prefix, root, and suffix. Number 5, the scope and sequence will help you with records. Some of you have to build a portfolio to show your state. And even if your state doesn't require that, I still recommend that you keep records, especially if your student is in high school. The scope and sequence is great because it gives you the course title, edition, and topics covered. You can circle the courses your child takes, jot down the dates when you use them, cross off any topics you didn't get to, and make notes in the margins. Maybe your child completed a special project or a related field trip that's not listed. Write it down and add the whole booklet to your files. And finally, this little booklet can help you get a start with placement. But keep in mind, this is a spiral curriculum. We don't learn nouns exclusively one year and verbs exclusively the next. Each time your child touches on verbs, he will learn a little more. The content will be more complex. So you don't necessarily want to dismiss a course because your child has already learned something about a given topic. If you want more information about the courses, contact a Homeworks by Precept consultant. We can connect you with more tools that may help you make your decisions. We also offer free events where you can sit down with the actual textbooks and look at the difficulty level yourself. To find the consultants and the events, go to homeschoolhelp.com/map. You can pick up a copy of the scope and sequence at one of your consultants' events, or you can find one online at bjupresshomeschool.com. If you type scope and sequence in the search bar, you can order a copy to be sent to your home for free. You can also view the digital version online. The scope and sequence is a free resource. It's easy to use and it's a great planning tool. Why don't you check it out?